Ben, how much did you enjoy that?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Scoring at home, the winner, it's unbelievable. I've been dreaming about it, that I can do that, and yeah, it's unbelievable.
What does it mean to you? What kind of boost does it give you in front of the Stretford end? This is what the Stretford end want to see.
No, it's I think not just for me, for a whole team. It's just really important, especially because we're in a really great row now, and I'm just hoping and wishing that we can work harder like that, and win games.
But it's another late winner, isn't it? It's another 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's unbelievable. I'm really happy that I can help team like that, and that we can continue our streak now.
Talking to Harry Maguire when Michael Carrick returned to the club, he was saying that Michael said to you guys, just go out and enjoy yourself, just play with that freedom, enjoy playing for Manchester United.
No, it's true. He's saying this many times, and that's exactly what we are doing. But it's not just that. Also, like without the ball, you can see how much we work hard together, which leads to the great results in the end.
Yes, he certainly does. 94th minute, the official noting of his 5th Manchester United goal, his first winning one. He scored 2 Premier League goals under Ruben Amorim, and since Ruben Amorim left, he scored 3. Just putting it out there, Michael, but he's certainly getting the love, isn't he? And he's had the moment he's been dreaming of. Yeah,
that'll do him no end of good. It's not easy when you come, you're such a high price tag. Everybody's looking at you. Everybody knows that's a problem position for so long. It doesn't start well. The team's not playing that well. How many times have we said that over the last few years? Manchester United's number 9 has been a difficult position to fill. And then he goes and does this lovely first touch. Defender just comes across him and gives him a lovely little area to bend it round. And it's a beautiful swivel and finish. Great touch. Bends, curls it into that far corner. Goalkeeper gets nowhere near it, and cue the celebrations. But you can't help but feel really pleased for the lad. When you see him struggling, it's not a nice thing. I bet he's desperate for that moment, and it's come. And hopefully that can really kickstart his Manchester United.
And you made a really good point when you look at those pictures. Even the substitutes running over to him.
Yeah, I think that's what Michael's alluding to there, is that you can't help but want him to do well. I'm sure that's what the squad want. I'm sure he's working extremely hard in training, and again, that is not a finish of someone that's low on confidence. That's someone that knows what he's doing. It's not a real chance for everyone unless you're a striker and a forward that knows where the goal is. And as I said, fair play to him for being persistent with his approach.
Michael Carrick said he wanted to build confidence and momentum. Well, these 3 results are a giant stride towards that, aren't they?
It's priceless, isn't it? There's just, confidence is something that you can't, you can't get without playing well. You can't get without scoring. And then it's just as soon as it triggers, it just starts rolling, and it's hard to explain how it comes and how quickly you can lose it as well. But the results, of course, going to bring that. The performance is going to bring that. Scoring last-minute goals is going to bring an added dimension. I mean, the feeling around the dressing room when you score a last-minute goal. Back in the day, when Manchester United, when you got to the 90th minute, you're thinking, uh-oh, Manchester United are going to score now if you're the opposition. But that's gone for the last few years, really. And all of a sudden now, Manchester United, they can score. They'll be thinking, every time now they'll be thinking, we can score in the last few minutes to win the game again. So that's another incredible string to have to your bow.
Yep.
The impact off the bench. Ashley Young is here with Jamie Carragher. Let's get straight into that second half. What a goal from Matheus Cunha as well. This goal made in Brazil, Ashley.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And we've been talking about Casemiro's pass, the no-look pass.
Did you know he had that in his locker?
I didn't, but he's got Brazilian flair, so he has definitely got it in his locker. And the way he's playing with confidence, and when you play passes like that, it comes off fantastically well. And the finish was unbelievable by Cunha.
Fulham denied here, Jamie.
Yeah, listen, it took far too long. It's the actual offside there, Chukwueze. We were thinking Cuenca, the goal scorer, but it was this one here. But it took far too long to sort it out. And maybe Cuenca was offside as well, but as I said, it's a tight one.
But it did feel like that Fulham were forcing their way back in, and this was their route back in. Harry Maguire here on Raul Jimenez.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they played well, Fulham, done really well. Deserved to get a goal or 2 in the game. Harry Maguire said he never really touched them, but as I said, we can see he did. But this is a fantastic penalty, and still hasn't missed, Dave.
12 out of 12, which is a record in the Premier League, 100% penalties. What about this finish, Ashley.
It was a great finish, wasn't it? You know, you see the 1-2 with Sesko here, and you can tell as soon as he comes inside, he wants to see that, beat that, put the ball in the top corner, and you know he's done it fantastically well.
Everyone knows what he's trying to do. Nobody can stop it because it's Manchester United lead against Fulham by 1-0. Hasn't been the fanfare about this first half performance, though, that we've seen from the other two games, and it took a set piece for them to get their noses in front. Originally, actually, of course, given as a penalty. Let's take a look at it with John Brooks at the centre of the attention here, as Cuenca was deemed to have pulled back Matheus Cunha. First of all, adjudged to have done it inside the box, so the penalty given not for the tackle but for the holding, we are told. And then it becomes a factual check from VAR, whether indeed that holding takes place inside or outside the box. You can see he releases it before he gets to the white line. So it's outside the box, and it is given as a factual error, while Cuenca celebrates that decision, Jamie, because he's a very relieved man. It's a set piece, and he's got away with it.
Yeah, he thinks he's OK, and he starts high-fiving each other, and the attack's not finished. And we actually said just before it come in, you know, as I said, sod's law, what's going to happen? And he's involved in the actual goal because they're all tight up against Manchester United players, but it's Casemiro who gets a run on Cuenca and he actually loses the header. And then Manchester United find themselves 1-0 up. But Casemiro's fantastic in the air, set pieces wise, especially Ash.
Yeah, he has been. And, you know, he's always been a threat. If it's not him, it's Harry Maguire. And no, you just see Bruno. He wants to put the ball in the area for the attackers to go and attack. And, you know, Casemiro does it very well.
Do you think they deserve the lead?
You know, I think Fulham can find themselves unfortunate, to be honest. I think they've been playing well. They've been finding spaces, and you know they've played some decent football. Just in the final third, they've not created the chances to get themselves back on level.
Welcome back. Manchester United lead Fulham by 1-0 then at Old Trafford. One big incident in that first half. Referee John Brooks giving a penalty on field. That was checked in VAR by James Bell. And correct decision. Good use of VAR, Mike.
Good use of VAR. We obviously don't know exactly what was said. And if it was for shirt pulling, then that's absolutely fine to pull it back to say, no, this was outside the box. There's quite clearly touch on the ball there in that challenge. Good use of VAR, absolutely, Steve. Changed the decision, but didn't change the outcome because it was almost as certain as it would have been if it was been a penalty with Casemiro in there. He's not the tallest of players, but he doesn't half win some headers. He jumps early. It's a beautiful little header there. He just drifts to the back post. Everybody's man for man in the centre of the pitch, but Jimenez just leaves him. He sees where he is. He knows where he is, but he doesn't track him. He doesn't follow him, Jolien, and you do that to your mistake with Casemiro around.
Yeah, definitely. Regardless of the distance, I think he's the slightest of run-ups. When you're static, you have the momentum, and then you can get above him. And I'm unsure if the defender gets a little touch or adjusts the speed of the ball, because there wasn't much speed on the cross, but he generated so much power from that.
Casemiro, of course, announced he's leaving the Premier League and Manchester United at the end of the season. That's his 5th goal of the season, his best return. Now, as a defender, there's no Dorgu on one side. They've looked to Ahmad a little bit more today. How much of a nightmare is he in full flow?
Extremely dangerous. His ability to go inside and outside, and we're going to see examples of both here. Robinson, who I rate highly as a defender, 1v1 defender, hasn't been able to find the answers, because the first instance he let him have the space, he come inside and got shot off, and then the second time you close him down, and this will be the worst one. When your strength is taken away from you, Robinson rates himself as a defender, rightly so, and very quick, and then all of a sudden someone's taking 4 or 5 touches past you, and yeah, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, when a player can go both ways, and he's got speed like this, and he's got this type of feint, I mean, he must be so difficult to play against. He's, well, you can quite clearly see on this graphic, he's been at the centre of a lot of things of Manchester United. They haven't been at the since Leighton best, let's say, what we've seen in the last couple.
Which Michael Carrick has revitalised in the space of 2 weeks. At home to Fulham, team news in. Oscar Bob isn't in the squad for Marco Silva. They signed him, of course, this week from Manchester City. But Samuel Chukwueze he is back to replace the club record signing Kevin, who is amongst the substitutes. And the one expected and forced change for Manchester United, we know that Patrick Dorgu, one of the goal scorers at the Emirates, out for a period of time with that serious hamstring injury. Matheus Cunha, who scored the winning goal, starts in his place for the first time under Michael Carrick. So this settled side continues, Julian. Do you think that's been right at the heart of this turnaround?
Yeah, definitely. The connection that Michael has to the club, the fans, I think that's helped as well. But I just think he's asking more players to do things they're familiar with. I think the previous manager obviously wanted to play a formation that he wanted to play regardless of the personnel, where I think Michael's just asking wingers to play on the wing, defenders to defend in a reasonable area, and midfielders to do what they're good at. And Bruno Fernandes is one that's benefited from that. I think the performance against Man City was exceptional, and I just think it's easier when players are asked to do familiar roles.
So the big question I've got for you, Michael, is what a start in these two games. And as you've been pointing out on our Monday night show, it suited them perfectly, both in expectation and in possession for Manchester United. When they've been expected to dominate a game and have more possession and have the ball, under the previous manager, they've struggled. So how does Michael Carrick solve that issue today?
Yeah, I'd say under the previous managers. How many false dawns have we had in recent years, let's say? And I think that is the key now, Steve. When Manchester United suit playing counter-attack football, they've got not great pace at the back. They've got one of the best defenders in the league when it comes to sitting on the edge of your box and heading balls out and clearing it and blocking shots and, you know, the real dirty type of defending. Both of them, in fact, Martinez will, you know, throw himself in front of everything. Harry Maguire, likewise. What they've got to do now is put those performances in against teams when they're going to be in control of the game. And to be in control of the game, the vast majority of the time, you're wanting to sustain attacks. You have the ball and you sustain and press close to their midfield, and in turn, the midfield then get close to the attacking players and have a real solid block of sustained momentum and attacks. Can they do that without getting done in behind? Because they're going to have to leave acres of space if they're going to play in that type of way. And against the lesser teams, I say lesser teams, I mean, this is 6th against 7th, isn't it? Fulham are having a fantastic season, but I do class Fulham as a team whereby Manchester United should be and will be expecting to have more possession against them. And that is the big question now. They've ticked so many boxes in the last couple of games. I mean, not just results, but the performances have been unbelievable. But this is a different challenge today.
What do you think about the defensive issue?
Yeah, again, I think most defenders don't want to play on the halfway line and have to run half the pitch every time you're defending. I think if they're operating higher up the pitch, which you're going to have to do to sustain the attacks what Michael was talking about, I think it could be more comfortable, but I don't see enough defenders, and this is nothing against Maguire, Martinez. I think in general, I don't think there's enough defensive structures that allow defenders to defend. It's either we're going to win this ball aggressively or you throw on goal, and it's just one or the other. There's no, let's delay the attack, allow teams to, or our teammates to recover and then win the ball back. It's just all or nothing, and hopefully there's a tweak in that.
And finding that balance.
Finding that balance, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to play risky football, let's say, and play a high line and leave space in behind, then obviously you leave players like Harry Maguire vulnerable to speed. Now, as much as I'm saying that, I look at the Fulham team and, you know, Harry Wilson, Jimenez, you know, they're not real speedy players, so they might not get exposed today. They have got a little bit of pace, you know, out wide, but in general, I think there'll be sterner tests to come with maybe lesser teams, but with real pace on the counter-attack, and that's the next challenge that Manchester United have got to face. But so far, flying colours under Michael Carrick.